Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for our next Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 324. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, season's greetings. However you celebrate the holidays, we wish you a wonderful holiday. I cannot believe that Christmas is almost here. I cannot believe that this year is almost over. Oh my gosh. There have been times this year where I thought, wow, it is going by like this. And then there have been times this year that I thought, is this year ever going to end? I mean, sometimes I have really thought, can tomorrow just come? This has been the longest day of my life. Please, tomorrow, just come. But now that we're almost to the end of 2019, 2020 is a fresh look, a fresh take on everything that maybe didn't go exactly the way I had planned or you had planned for 2019. It's time to put that behind us. What do they say? They say, don't look behind you. You're not going in that direction. You're not going that way. So 2020, we're just going to look forward and we're going to expect that good things are going to happen. And as long as we keep that as our mantra and a positive attitude, well, we're already a winner chicken dinner. I cannot wait for 2020 to start. I think it's going to be a much better year. I really do. Now, Mr. SMS was supposed to be sitting here with me today. I had talked him into coming and doing it and sitting for just a few minutes for the YouTube, but he is not here, and he's not here for a really good reason. We are this close to going home. So he is at our house right now that is filled with subcontractors, and he is, can you hear that? Tapping his fingers and gently and kindly encouraging them to chop. That's what I say here at the store. Chop. It's my nice way of saying, okay, let's move it along. Come on, let's pick up the pace. Chop. So he is there with a house full of subcontractors trying to encourage them to finish so that on Monday we can move home. Monday is the 23rd of December. Tuesday is the 24th of December, and then Christmas Day. We are trying to move home on Monday, assuming Mr. SMS is able to keep the subs going. They will be there today, they'll be there Saturday, they'll be there Sunday, with hopes on Monday. We are good to go. Now, for me, going home means a lot of things. Well, let me tell you really quickly, holiday hours. Okay, so holiday hours. Normally we are always closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. That's just the facts. Since Scrapbooking Made Simple has been in the inception, we've been closed Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. I know we're a retail store, and retail stores are supposed to be open Christmas Eve. Sorry. I just really believe in my heart that Christmas Eve is meant to be spent with the people you love, the people you care about, your friends, your family, your people. It needs to be spent with the people that mean so much to you. And so if you're a local peep and your loved one did not get here in time to get you a gift card because they came Christmas Eve, I'm really sorry. Truly I am. Or if you are working on a special project and you think you might be running out of black cardstock, get here before. I'll give you our hours. You need to be here sooner than later because the store will be closed. My staff need to be with the people that they love most and the people they care about most. And while I'd like to think that was me, no, not really. I think they should be at home doing whatever it is that makes their heart happy on Christmas Eve. But this year, we're going to do it a little different. We're also going to close on Monday, the 23rd. We normally do not close on the 23rd, but with the anticipation that I am going to be able to go home, we're planning on moving the 23rd. and some of the SMS peeps have offered to come help us move. And so I've closed the retail store and the warehouse the 23rd to help get us home, the 24th because that's what we normally do, and Christmas Day. I do hope you all understand, but I can't imagine going home. People ask me all the time, are you getting excited? It's like, I am. I'm excited, but cautiously excited. It's been such a long time, 2.5 years, that I see it. I can physically touch the house. I just don't know that I believe it yet. But maybe on Monday, when we're emptying out the rental house and we're moving into our home, and maybe that first night that I'm sleeping there, maybe that's when it's going to kick in. And I'm sure I'm going to just sob for a little while out of relief and thanks and praise and you know, God willing that he got us home. And then I'm just gonna do my own happy dance. I'm gonna do You're a Winner, Chicken Dinner, but it's gonna be for me. So just know the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th, we are closed in our retail store. That means nobody's gonna be able to answer the phones if you're online. I'm sorry. We're also closed the 31st and the 1st, but we'll be open the 26th, the 27th, the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. We will be open then. Now, as for going home, we have not put up a Christmas tree in the rental home. We have not. We didn't know if we'd be there, if we wouldn't be there. We weren't sure what was going on. And a customer very, very kindly sent me one of the Christmas trees, an artificial Christmas tree, a pre-lit artificial Christmas tree when my house burned down. And so, assuming we get home, there's not a lot of time to put a Christmas tree up in the house, but we're going to put that Christmas tree up. And I told Michael, Mr. SMS, we're going to decorate that Christmas tree with all of the cards that you have sent us. Whether it be a Christmas card or a card to Michael, a get better, get well, we're here for you, you can do this, stay strong, all just thinking about you, all the cards, I have them all. I have all of the cards, I do. I keep them all. And that's what we're going to decorate our Christmas tree with this year. Hopefully we get home for that, because it's your support and your encouragement, don't give up, that helped get us across that finish line. So you have become an integral part of that home. And I can't think of a better way to celebrate than to see all the lovely things, the lovely creations you have made, decorating that Christmas tree. Because really, baubles and ornaments are nice. They're beautiful. But when you look at a tree that is filled with mementos and memories, and that is what touches my heart. And right now, decorating it with, we might have to get another tree. I might have to get 2 trees to put all the cards on it. But hopefully I'll be able to take a picture of it and put it on Facebook so you can see it. I think that's the perfect way to celebrate Christmas this year. And my children know there aren't any presents under the Christmas tree this year. Our present is going home, and we are all in agreement with that. And we are all perfectly fine with celebrating Christmas morning just as a happy family, having breakfast, I hope. And that's going to be enough for all of us this year. And looking at all of those trees and rereading some of those cards, that makes a great Christmas. So, Christmas, remember, we're closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you're a local peep, if you're an online shopper, you can continue to shop as much as you want. Just know there won't be anybody here to answer your phones, and then we will reopen on the 26th. And maybe I can get Mr. SMS here for the next YouTube, and right before New Year's, and we'll be able to say, we did it, we got home. Now, I've got Winner Chicken Dinner to talk about, and this YouTube is featuring Simply Defined and Simply Refined. Well, actually, it's featuring my must-haves this time, because we have finished pulling all of the Simply Defined and Simply Refined dies that were sold during the shop that did not hop. Boy, a lot of them are just gone. And so these dies have not been available online since the shop that did not hop in July, and we have put them back up. So if you missed out on something, this is your chance, and the majority of them are on sale. Today I'm going to be playing with my must-haves dies, and some of you are like, what is she talking about, a must-haves? Don't worry, I'm going to show you, but I'm also going to put on my pause face. Because if there was a Simply Defined or Simply Refined die that you did not get, or you missed out on, or you thought you missed out on it, now is the time to go look and see if it's there, and it very well could be on sale. Local peeps, if you're looking for 2018 or earlier dies, they are all going to be online. If you're looking for 2019 dies, you're welcome to come into the store and see what we have. But if you're looking for 2018 or earlier, the only way you can do it is place the order online, and that way it's fair for everybody. Everybody has the same inventory to shop from, and you don't have to pay for shipping. If you're a local peep, you can do an in-store pickup if you would prefer that. We're still doing the free shipping over $50, absolutely. So again, if you think that there's a die that you missed out on or you wanted, now's the time to pause me and go take a look and see if you can find it. I will tell you, my must-haves will not be any lower than $29.99. That's the lowest price I can go, and when you see them, I think you'll understand why. It's already a smoking hot deal, and for those of you who have some of them, you know what I'm talking about. And now the must-haves are back online. All right, so let me do Winner Winner Chicken Dinner really quick. This was from last week. Boy, that flash sale sold out fast. My goodness gracious, my head spun. Holy smokes, artichokes. But they were really good deals, they were. And if you think outside the box and you kind of don't look at them the way they were using them, but look at them the way you might be able to use them, I think that's why they sold out so fast. Holy smokes. All right, so our first winner is, okay, so our first winner chicken dinner is Gail, Gail, G-A-I-L-L-G-A-L-E, Gail. Hello, Gail. Is that you? Because if it is, you're a winner. Woohoo, ka-choo. Wait, I'll do, well, you're a winner. Chicken dinner. You're a winner. Chicken dinner. Wahoo. Ka-choo. For you. All right, but you're not alone. I love this name. I love this. Our second winner, because we always give away two. Our second winner is Granny Straz. I'm going with Straz. Granny Straz. Look at that. Is that the cutest ever? Well, Granny, you're a winner. Chicken dinner. You're a winner. Chicken dinner. Wahoo. Ka-choo. For you. All right. Holy smokes, artichokes. I love it. Gail, and Granny Straz. How do you claim your prize? It's so easy. Go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Look for the link that says Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. Click it and then follow the directions. We will indeed confirm you are our winner, and then we'll get your prizes off to you just as soon as possible. I know a whole nother assortment of prizes just went out, so hopefully some of you are going to see Happy Mail really, really soon. Remember, you have 30 days from the original air date of this YouTube class to claim your prize, and if not, then wah, wah, wah. Your prize goes into the land of misfit prizes, and we use it for our anniversary sale, the 100 winners. So don't let that happen. Claim your prize, and congratulations to Granny and Gail. I love it. All right, so today we're going to be playing with the Simply Defined must-haves, and these are a collection of dies that I have done over the past several years. And they were intended to give you as much of the basics as I could for a price that was just rock star. And for those of you who, I'm going to see if this is what I think it is. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, wait, I got it. We're able to track down. They did, oh, no info. Okay. I was hoping to get some information about some product, but I didn't get it. The information was, there's no information. All right, well, then we'll just go without. It is what it is. Okay, so the must-haves are a collection of dies and to give you the most I possibly could of the basics so that you didn't have to buy a bunch of circles that had stitching and then a bunch of circles that were just plain and then a bunch of circles that had maybe dots or scallops. My must-haves are meant to interchange within the shape, and I'm going to tilt on down and I'm going to show you. We're going to work with them first, and then I'm going to cut some of them to show you how they interchange. I'm going to be working with the circles today, the straight edge and the scalloped. I have squares, I have ovals, I have rectangles, I have hearts, and I have a top note die. So what you see here, I do in a lot of different shapes. And so again, it's meant to be value priced. Let's see, the rectangles, you get 28 dies for $29.99. There's 28 dies. That makes it a little over $1 a die. Squares, it looks like you get 33 dies for $29.99, which makes them less than $1 a die. So hopefully if you collect these, they give you what you need to be able to do almost anything you want without having to buy stitched edge and dotted edge. And so let me start and play, and I'm going to tilt on down and we're going to get going for today. Oh, and I'm going to show you the make and take that's going on downstairs now. All right, I'm going to tilt on down for the day, and I will see you later, and Merry Christmas, everybody. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, down I go. I'm going to tilt on in. Tilt, 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 and then down, 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 and no, that's the wrong direction. Tilt, tilt, tilt. No, maybe up, up, up. Just a little more tilt. Okay, so this is the free make and take going on downstairs right now. It's a darling card. It's half circles, and can you see the edging on them? The little stitched edge? Such a cute little card. And this is what everybody's going to be doing. Easy peasy. Yeah, half circles are darling. You don't have to use a whole circle. Gosh, and we could have done it this way. I mean, you have options, absolutely. But this was done using my must-haves. And I'm going to bring that over first. So this is what a must-haves set looks like. There's a lot to it. Holy smokes, artichokes. These are all dies. These are all dies. These are dies. And then these are dies as well, only because I had extra space and I wanted to use it. What does all of this make? Well, you've got a stitched edge circle, you've got plain circles, you've got a dotted edge circle, you've got a cross hatch circle, and then all of the little weirdy, kind of little weirdy ones like that. What do those make? They make banners. Look at all of the different banners that you can make. Right? So, how do these work? Well, you start with the base dies, which are here. And let me pull a couple of them off. So, here are 3 circles, and these are just base dies. Will this fit through a Sizzix Big Shot machine? Yes, this will fit through a standard Sizzix Big Shot machine. It fits by the hair of its chinny chin chin, but the idea was to give you as big of a circle that would fit a standard machine. You do not have to have a 9-inch machine to make these work. Absolutely not. So if you were to use any of these would just cut out your average circle. And there are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you get 9 dies that will cut your circles. Now, some places will sell these 9 dies for, my gosh, I don't know, $29.99, 24. Well, I know that some places sell them for a lot more. It's much smaller. Pull out. Nope, not that one. That one stays back. And that one stays back. Let me grab the last one out. So, even if you ignored everything else that's here, and you just looked at the 9 frame dies that you get, I don't think that there's anybody out there that gives you this many frame dies, this big, for that kind of price, because the biggest circle is almost 6 inches. Right? So that's where you start. These just cut basic circles. And let me just cut a basic circle really quick. Let me move those to the side. And I'm going to pull out a piece of paper. What color do we like? I know, not purple. I don't know, what color do we like? Anybody? Anybody? Kind of like the salmony color a little bit. Let's see what we've got there. So, what paper am I using? This is by Sizzix, and it is their assortment pack. It's 80-pound cardstock. You get 80 sheets of it. It's 8.5 by 11, I want to say. I think it's 8.5 by 11, or maybe A4. But it's beautiful cardstock, textured on one side, plain on the other. All right, so I'm just going to cut a basic circle. Easy peasy mac and cheesy, right? Let me bring over my Big Shot machine. I'm just using my multi-purpose platform, completely closed because I'm using a wafer die. If you have the new machines, you would be using your base platform and your shim completely together. I've got a cut plate down. I've got my paper. I've got my die. And then I'm going to send it on through. And because this is an open frame die, it only takes really one pass. You don't have to go back and forth if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. If you want to come backwards, it's fine. But this is the easiest kind of die to cut because it's not intricate at all. So there we go. I mean, you can't get much simpler than that. But imagine that you can do that with all of these sizes. Lots and lots and lots of sizes. Come on. There we go. You have options, 9 of them to be exact, but you're like, okay, that's not very exciting, Stacy. Why are they must-haves? I mean, why must I have them? Because really, they're just circles. Well, they are just circles, but they're more than that. Because they nest, obviously, if I wanted to, I could take a smaller circle and put it in the center to make a frame. And what if I did that? Oh, don't you dare start with me. That's my camera. So, put it through. Everything's completely closed. Platform's completely closed. You could do it on a magnetic platform if you wanted. You are noticing I am not using a precision base plate because this is an open frame die. Does not require a precision base plate because it is not intricate. Oh, stop. So, Now I've cut out a frame and I still have this piece left. All right, and you're saying, okay, so I have dies. I've had dies for years that are able to do that. I get it. But then that's where all of this extra stuff comes in. This is a little bit of happiness. And I think before I do that, I'm gonna cut maybe a few more. Maybe I'll grab a couple different colors. I've got green. Let's pull green out. And let's pull a blue. Ooh, that's a pretty blue. And maybe a yellow. Yellowy orange, okay. And my salmon. So I'm gonna cut a couple circles just so we have them in different colors so that it's easier to follow along. And I'm just gonna cut this down to size. And put this over here. Bring my plate over because I'm gonna need that. And so now I've got a couple colors. And the dies, we'll cut 2 pieces of cardstock at a time. Is that the size I want to use or one bigger? Let's use one bigger. Oh yeah. Dies will cut 2 pieces of cardstock at a time. This is a wafer die, it's not a steel rule die. The steel rule dies are the ones that are super thick. This one is wafer thin. So this little edge that you see, that's what's actually cutting the paper. So you can't use too heavy of a paper or too thick of a paper, whereas a steel rule edge die will cut things like fabric and leather and plastic and even some tin. A wafer die will not, because there's not an actual blade doing the cutting. So I've got my multi-purpose platform completely closed. I've got my, oh, I had it right. I have my do not cut, or my cut plate here. That's the plate that gets cut into all the time. You can see it's got some cuts going on. Put my paper down, put my die down, put my do not cut plate on top. My do not cut plate is the plate that you want to try not to cut into so it stays nice and straight as you're running it through. If you always have one plate that's nice and flat, it makes running it through any machine a little bit easier. I'm going to roll it through. Now this time, because I have 2 pieces of paper in there, I may just want to pick it up and do a quick rotate and then send it back. Depending on your machine, you may not have to do that. If you've got a brand new machine, oh my goodness, it's going to go through like butter. If your machine has been used and used and used, you may want to just do a pick up and a rotate. What happens is that die hits the rollers here in a different way when you rotate it. If I just go forward and back and forward and back and never move the die, well, it's hitting the roller exactly the same way time after time after time. And if it didn't cut it the first time when you rolled it front and back, chances are if you don't move it, it's not going to cut the second time. So if you just tweak your die a little bit, if you're having trouble cutting, you'll find that the roller then hits it in a new way, and it may very well cut out just beautifully for you. Ta-da! I've got my 2. So I'm going to use those 2, and then I'm going to quickly do it again using these 2. Just so I have it. Now this time I'm not going to do the rotate. I'm just going to go forward and back, and we'll see how my machine is, whether the die needed to be rotated or not. The newer your machine, the less likely you would have to rotate, or I guess the less you've used your machine, the less likely you would have to rotate. The more you use your machine, the looser your machine becomes, and you may have to do a rotate. I would not use a precision base plate with these dies. Oh, easy peasy, look at that. Ta-da! No problem. I would not be using a precision base plate with these dies. What does a precision base plate look like? It looks like this. Chrome or black, and then instructions on the other side. This is meant for intricate dies. This is anything but intricate. It's an open frame die, so it lets your hand go right through it. There's nothing intricate in here. So you don't need to use something like a precision base plate. And in fact, if you use a precision base plate with an open frame die, the pressure is so great that you may end up warping your die. It may end up curling a little bit. Now, does that ruin your die? Absolutely not. When you take it out, you might go, ah, but then remember, it's okay. It hasn't hurt the die. It's just now a little bit warped, and you can play with it to tweak it back into place. But you really want to avoid, no matter whose dies you're using, whether it be mine or Lawn Fawn or Sizzix, or if they're an open frame die, nothing in the middle. You don't want to use it with a precision base plate if it doesn't have some intricacy in the middle, because that's that intricacy that keeps it from warping. Okay? So now I've got lots of colors to play with. And remember, I showed you all of this stuff. But what is all of this stuff? Well, on this one, I cut a circle out of a circle to make a frame, but then I've got all of these little things here, these extra dies, and they are dies, but they don't cut out a whole nother circle. I call these decor dies because they cut into the paper, not out. So if I were to take this die right here, and I cut it on my yellow, it's a little bit smaller than the yellow, can you see? But it's not going to do what this did. With this die, I used 2 straight edge dies to cut out, 2 of the base dies. This is a decor die. This is going to cut in. What? Let me show you. Bring my machine back over. Put my die down. And send it through. Now you could use a magnetic platform to keep it nice and straight so your paper and your die don't move. I'm not using a magnetic platform right now. You could take a little piece of tape to hold it down, or some washi tape, or a Post-it note if you want. I'm going to bring it on back. Now remember, when we cut this one, I put a smaller die in the center of it and cut out this, because I have those 9 base dies. Then the rest of the dies in the set are decor dies. Ta-da! And it puts that edge all the way around it. Now, with the main set of dies, the largest set of dies, you get a stitched edge all the way down. You get 9 base dies that cut the straight edge circle, and then you get all the decor dies in that stitched, so that you have it for all the die sizes of the base die. But then what are these over here, Stacy? Well, because when I manufacture dies, I have to buy this much metal. Whether I use it or not, I have to pay for this much metal. I have to. So if I'm doing this and I still have all of this metal around me, why would I not utilize it, right? So I can't get a whole nother big set like this over here. I can get, though, 2 smaller sets that give me different edges. So now let's take the green. Sure, green. And let's pull the edge that's going to work with it. Ah. Perfect. So it's a little bit smaller. Bring my machine back over. Put that down. Put this down. Line it up, and again, if you want to use your magnetic platform, it will make your life a little easier. If you do not have one because they're sold separately, you can use washi tape, you can use a Post-it note, whatever makes your heart happy to hold it in place, or you can be like me and just go for it. Shush. Now, I have little holes. Can you see those little holes? So do you want little holes, or do you want a stitched edge, or do you want to make a donut, a frame? What is it that makes your heart happy? Or I can take this one and I can come over here and I can grab the crosshatch, which is a whole different design, and use that as well. And send it on through. And bring it on back. You're gonna have to let me know if you can hear that buzzing from my camera. I think it's the stabilizer, somebody said. I'm gonna have to take it in and see if they can fix it. Stop. Be stable, it's okay. So now I've got all these little cross hatches, and they're so cute. But what if I wanted to make this a decoration piece? Could I take, could I come back over here and maybe grab this one? Sure I could. What if I wanted to add a little stitched edge in there too? Can I do that? Absolutely, because they all are meant to work together. You can mix and match anything in the set, pretty much anything except for the very largest dies. And those are just going to have the stitched edge. But when you're talking about getting 29 dies for $29.99 or 33 dies or 26 dies. So now remember, it's not going to cut the center circle out. Oh no, it's going to cut those little stitched edges in. And now I've got that. But what if I wanted to add a dotty edge to it? Okay, not a problem. Put my stitch back, grab the next size down dotty, and we can roll that through. And you can make your own designs and your own patterns. Ooh, that one really moved. Because you have got options, more options than I think you can possibly imagine. If you were to sit and cut everything you can do, whether it be a solid piece or a frame piece, or then frames with edges in them, with the decor dies in them, I think you would find that you probably will never need to buy circles again. And that's why we call it a must-have, because once you have it, my goodness gracious, you have got enough to keep your heart happy and crafting for a very, very long time. So now I've got 3 edges in there. And then what if I wanted to take and cut a window out? I go back to my straight edge, bring it back, open it up, line it up, and now I can cut a window. So with the rectangles and the squares and the circles and the ovals, there is a multitude of what can be done. And what if I wanted to put, Dottie in the center of that one? What if I took this one and I put a Dottie right in the center? So now I'm on the salmon color, the coral color, and I want to put a Dottie edge in there. It is all about making the most with what you have. And with the must-haves, you have everything to make the most with. Oh, it moved. Oh, well, I put it back in place. Okay, let's try and see what happens, right? So now I put a Dottie in there. And I put that on there. And now how cute is that? It's all about options. It's all about options. I could absolutely take this one and put my stitched edge just in this. Do I want my stitched edge closer? Can I get it closer? Ooh, maybe I want my stitched edge right there, or maybe I want them both. Ooh, let's cut them both, should we? Okay, let's see what it looks like. I'm gonna try and cut them together, and we'll see what happens. So I've got a stitched edge on that very first cut that I did, and now I've got a stitched edge here. I've got both sizes going. Oh, and I cut into my, I'm still good. I cut into my right plate. Okay, phew. See, I hear that and it's driving me crazy. It only happens when I use my Big Shot machine. I think that's because my table moves. What do you think? Oh, how cute, right? It's a double edge. Oh my gosh. Then I can line it up with my yellow one. And how cute is this? All done with one set. And I haven't even played with most of them yet. They're just so easy to use. But what if you don't want to cut circles at all? Maybe you just want to cut design into paper. Can you do that? Well, sure you can. What if I took, let's kind of straighten this out just a little bit. Okay, there's my freehand. So the first year that I did this, I did all straight edges. So the main dies all were a straight edge. The second year I did it, they were all scalloped edges. And then all the inserts were completely different, and yet the two sets worked together. It was like a little mind-blowing. So what if I took this one and maybe this one, and we play. So what if I just took a plain piece of paper and I wanted to cut? I could put this one here and okay, where'd you guys, did you see where I put it? My red, oh, there it is. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I would have never found it without you. So I'm going to run that there. Woo! All right, so now I've cut in there, and maybe I grab this one and I line this one up. Maybe there. And I send that one through. What if you just wanted to make your own background paper using dies? Because the Decor dies don't actually cut the circle out, they give you the opportunity to cut a design in to make your own background paper. And then I could take the big one again, and I could have that one come off of here, up here. And maybe I could take the small one. The big one come off up here, and maybe the small one one more time, or maybe the big one here. Well, the big one there. And maybe the small one here. I don't know. Let's try. All we can do is see what happens. But now I'm making my own pattern backgrounds. And because those circles aren't cutting out, you could take floss and you could stitch with them if you wanted to. That's what we call a decor die, when it cuts in and doesn't cut out. And then I could put this one just because it's me and I have to. I'm sorry. It has to finish. I can't not finish it. So again, think about ovals that do this. And the whole first year I used the same decor dies so that the ovals have the stitched and have the dotty and have the cross hatched, and the rectangles have the stitched and the dotty and the cross hatch. They all have the same elements in them, just in different shapes. Okay, I feel better. That's my OCD kicking in, sorry. Okay, right? Super cute. Now imagine you can do that with the dotties or the cross hatches. Or you could mix the dotties, the cross hatches, and the stitched edges. And you have more sizes. Again, I have barely touched any of the decor dies, any of them. But you don't just have to cut out circles. You can do more than that. This is a great beginning to a guy card. Great beginning to a guy card, and easy. Easy to do. And because you have so many different sizes to play with, on the stitched you have 9 sizes to play with. My goodness gracious. And then on the others, you have a few less because I couldn't get them as big as I wanted. I couldn't do the full size, so I did the biggest size I could. And I think you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of each of them. 6 of each of them. So 6 here and 9 there for your decor dies. But look at how cute. That was the first year. So every rectangle in the first year has the stitched, has the dotty, and has the crosshatch. The oval has the stitch, the dotty, and the crosshatch. All of them from year 1 that I did these has those designs. But then year 2 came around and I didn't know what to do. So I thought, okay, we're gonna move to scallop. But then it became, okay, well, if we move to scallop, they still have to work with the first set. So I did 3 new different decor dies and a tiny scalloped edge around the outside of the circles. Absolutely. So that then everything from these 2 sets will completely interchange, which means I could take, let's take one of these, easy peasy, the yellow, and let's grab this decor die. From set number 2. This is the scallop set. Totally different decor die. But remember, I cut this with the first set. So if you see 2 different sets of circles, there are no 2 dies that are the same. Every die in each set is different from the other. So you are not overlapping or repeating anything. I made every die different. So if you had both sets, you had almost an infinite number of combinations to die cut. And whatever makes your heart happy. See that edge? Cuts quarters. Really cute, right? That edge comes in the scallop set. Just darling. And then in the scallop set, you also have a dotty and hash. So let me put that one there. And let's cut this one. So again, if you have both sets, and these aren't going to go away. These are a normal item for us because they're a must-have. They never go out of style. You never stop using them. They're a basic that should be in every crafter's arsenal. If you're a die cutter, these are a go-to because you get everything that you need. And you see how easy they cut. Now you've got a dot and dash. And you just keep going until your heart is happy. What if I wanted to take this one? Now let's take this one. And I wanted to cut this. So I'm using another one from set number 2. And I'm just going to cut into my paper. What if you were matting for a layout? Oh, that was an awful cut, Stacy. Oh, that was awful. That was horrible. That was probably my worst cut ever. Let's trim this down just a little bit. And I will try to refreehand that. Holy smokes, artichokes. That was just horrible. Let's try this again, shall we? Let me move this out of my way. Maybe that's why. Maybe I had too much stuff in my hand. Let's put this over there. So now I'm freehanding. That's a little bit better. What if I wanted to put a school picture right in the center of that? You've got all of that detail without actually cutting a circle. It gives dimension. It gives an added element that maybe you didn't have before. And then if I really wanted to, what if I brought back over, I wonder if this one's going to be big enough. Nope, not big enough. Let's grab from set number 2. Oh yeah, let's do that. Bring my machine back over. And I'm still not going to cut a circle out. I'm still just using Decor Dies. But I want to add another element to this mat. So now I'm using a really big one, and this is all dots from set number 2. And I'm going to kind of center it on there. And then I'm going to send it on through. And you're like, no, you're going to cut the corners off. But am I going to cut the corners off? I don't know. Let's see. You see it when I see it. How cute is this? Isn't that darling? And then you put your center or your flower, whatever you're doing, your sentiment. With just the dies, you create beautiful, beautiful pieces of art because you've got so many different options. Do you want to cut a frame? Do you want to cut a frame with all of these? Look at that. Oh man, that looks good, huh? Holy smokes, artichokes. That doesn't look bad at all. There's just, you can just cut in, you can cut out, you can mix, you can match. You just have so many opportunities to do whatever makes your heart happy with the must-haves and at a price that I'm hoping the majority of you can either save up for or afford. And being that there's 2 sets to most of the shapes, if you start with the ovals now, maybe in 6 months you get the scalloped ovals, because once you have both of them, you're able to mix and match to no end. Maybe you start with the rectangles, and they all will go through your Sizzix Big Shot machine. All you need is a 6-inch wide machine. So your Spellbinders Platinum machine, obviously your Gemini machine, no problem. Anything that's at least 6 inches wide. And a Cuttlebug may not work. The Cuttlebugs tend to be a little bit narrower. But definitely your Big Shot, your Big Kick, your Vagabond, your Big Shot Express, your Big Shot Plus, your Platinum machines, those are all going to accept these dies without any problem. Even a Grand Caliber, those have been around for a really long time. I'm not even sure if they still make them. They're all going to be able to accept these dies, and then you're going to be able to make everything. Think about how much sometimes those stitch circles can be, and the difference is they don't give you the die and the stitching. Most often, where's the size? Most often, the dies and the stitches are together. They're not a separate die. So that when you buy stitched circles or ovals or rectangles, that's your only option, because they're together. They're built together. They're made together. You don't get the chance to separate them. And then you say, oh, maybe I don't want stitch today. Maybe I want a dotty today. Okay, there's a dotty. And maybe I want a crosshatch, or maybe I want the picture frame look. You have those options with these dies, which again is why we call them a must-have. Because if you're a crafter, even if you're not a card maker, but if you're a crafter and you do any kind of die cutting for your mixed media, for your altered art, you've just got variety. And like I said, you start with one set. Oh, I don't know who that is either. You start with one set and you grow. Because there's only two. Some sets only have one. Like the hearts, we only did one set. The top note, there's only one set. There's not two different sets. But the circles, the ovals, the rectangles. And then I'm hoping in 2020, now that all of this mishmash is over with everything, that I will go back and be able to design some new must-haves. That would be ideal. That would be wonderful. So, I mean, like Elena put together, these have been in our store for quite a while because we put them out for customers to see what you get. So Elena started to cut all the different things you can do with just the original oval set. These are all from the original oval set, and there's no two die cuts that are alike. No two die cuts. They're either a different size, they have a different decor edge to them. Oh, that one ripped. They are framed out. And eventually she had to stop because you could cut and cut and cut. And I know some people who have bought the must-haves have done that. They've just taken an entire day with old yucky cardstock or pattern paper that they don't like. See here, you've got the scallop and you've got the dot and dash. Here's the big one with the big dots in it and the scalloped edges. Look at how cute are they, and all the things you can do. So I know that people have absolutely gone ahead and cut everything that they can cut so that they can remember what it is they can do with all of these. It's just amazing. And being that they're my product, they're brought to you at a hopefully what you agree is a value price. Because again, I know some companies that will literally sell you these 4 dies for about 20 bucks, or these this size for about $20. Forget about everything for $29.99, and that's only because they're mine. And we really try to keep crafting affordable, and I don't wholesale these. So the only place you can find them is Scrapbooking Made Simple. I know that drives some people crazy that I don't wholesale them, but we don't have a distributor in the UK, so or internationally. We do ship internationally, but we don't have that distributor. Think of all the different ways you can utilize these. Think of all the things that you can do with them, and then think some more, because there's even more. that can be done. All right, I'm going to show you. And the paper we've been using today, the paper we've been using is the Sizzix paper. So this is from Sizzix. It's 80 sheets of paper. And it's what, 20 colors? I think it's 20 colors. 20 colors and 80 sheets total. So 4 sheets of every color. And what they did is color stories. So this is their answer to cardstock for, you know, for their dies and just about everybody else's dies. They kind of did color stories so that the yellows go with the yellows and the blues go with the blues. And I mean, like, gosh, that's a pretty green, which goes beautifully with this green. So they've tried to put together interesting colors that will coordinate and work well together. The pinks all work with the pinks and the reds, and they've done it also at a price that I think is okay. I'm putting it on sale at 25% off because I'd like it to be a little bit better priced. It's $22.99 for 80 sheets of 80-pound cardstock, where it's textured on one side, smooth on the back so you can stamp on it if you want, or you can use the textured side. It's solid core cardstock, which means that when you rip it, it's the same color all the way through, and it scores beautifully. Obviously, it cuts like a dream, and it's out from Sizzix. So we're going to have this on sale at 25% off in hopes of getting that price point down just a little bit so that it's a little more affordable for everybody. I think the $22.99 isn't a bad price. I just don't think it's the best price. So we're gonna mark it down. We're gonna sell it for a lesser price because I think it's a great pack of cardstock, especially if you're a new crafter. This gives you everything you need to get started, all the pretty colors in a weight that's going to be usable again and again and again, especially if you're stamping or die cutting. I just want to try and get that price point down a little bit. So we're going to do it at the 25% off. And then we're going to go back and hopefully Ellison doesn't get too mad at me. Okay? Really nice cardstock. And again, I mean, the colors are just, you've got a little bit of everything and they are all meant to work together inside their color family. I just skipped a whole bunch. I skipped all the purples. I know Polly's like, yeah, and your point. We have a customer, purple is not her favorite color. But then we have other customers who love purple. I happen to love these. I think these colors are beautiful together. And I love the corals. I think the corals are gorgeous with the blues. I mean, those are just lovely together. They make my heart go, woo. Sound effects required. Woo! Okay, so this is from Sizzix, and this is going to be on sale. And then let me show you some of the must-haves. So let's see if I can get them in order. Hearts, circles, squares. Oh, I don't have a second rectangle up here. Okay. Okay, well, here's rectangle number 2, but I'm not 100% positive where rectangle number 1 is. So here is square number 1. So you get all the squares, the straight edge, and then you get all the stitched edges, and then you get the dots and the hash, the little cross hatches, but then I had all of this extra room to fill in. So if I'm buying the metal, we're doing something with it. So I gave you as much as I possibly could. And then here is the second set. Same square, you've got now scalloped edges, and you've got bigger dots here. You've got the dot and dash, and you've got the picture frame. And then I did the photo corners again, only with scalloped edges and dot edges, and the same to match, and then more tags. But no 2 dies are the same. If you buy both sets, if you eventually end up with both sets, you can't end up with 2 of the same dies. However, they all will interchange together. And that is how must-haves work. Yay! So there's squares, and there's rectangles, and there's, you know, I should probably, well, I won't worry. There's ovals. There's 2 sets of ovals. One straight edge, one with scalloped edges, and then all the different decor edges. 2 different sets of ovals, but no 2 dies are the same, and yet they all will work together. This is must-haves. The circles I was playing with today. 2 different sets of circles. You will not get the same die twice, even if you buy both sets. They do different things, and yet you can interchange them. The hearts you cannot, and I also have top notes. So the hearts right now, there's just the 1 set of hearts and 1 set of top notes. But the hearts are so cute. And you get all that's on there. All that's on there. All right, now let's talk samples. Clean my desk off a little bit. Let's talk samples. So the girls have made samples, and then we have samples from time gone by. So here, we've put the edge into the plaid paper. Yeah, there we go. The edge into the plaid paper. Is that so cute? This was done by Doris. Love the little cows. And then the tag. And the top note die here is a must-have. And then similar to the make and take, where we just used half of the circle, and we've got a dotty or a dashed edge, a stitched edge on both of the pieces of paper, and we cut the circle in half to make this sample. Claire did this, came out great. And then Katie just cut a bunch of circles to make a flower, because you get all of those sizes and more. And then look at how striking is this card. So you've got a scalloped edge here, you've got the picture frame here, you've got scalloped edges all the way. This is using the rectangle, the second set of rectangles to do this. How striking is that? And it's, the matting just looks great. And then again, we've got scalloped around the edges. We've got a picture frame here. We've got scalloped here, all done with the ovals. Oh, I got it up, no, yeah, upside down. Yeah. Please be mine, yes. Okay, I'll be yours. All done. You can't get that detail edge anywhere else. And then we use the circles, and there's one of the banners that goes with the circles. And you even have the little dotty element inside the banner if you want to use it. Right? Really darling. And here's just the start of a card. Just cutting random circles, some with an edge, some with the decor in it. This one hasn't been finished yet. But then look at this one. Remember what I did earlier by just cutting into the paper? How cute is that? Just took basic paper, cut some of the circles in it, and away we went. Put your sentiment, and you're done. Here we have circles. And again, you've got a stitched edge there. And then this one, I'm going to make sure I put it up right. Life is better with you. How pretty is this? All done with must-haves by Simply Defined. So Simply Defined are my dies. They're dies that I've designed and manufactured, and you can only get them at Scrapbooking Made Simple. And we put back online quite a bit of our older dies. Now, some of them I liked a whole lot better than you did. When I designed them, I thought, oh, they're beautiful. You kind of went, meh. So we have some left. Other ones are very, very low in inventory. This is from the Heart set. Where did I put that? See these little hearts up here? I gave you left and rights. See those little hearts? Those little hearts made this, right? Those little hearts made that. Super cute. And then you have the dotted edge around the outside, and you've got the, everybody likes my picture frame edge. That's one of the most popular edges, is the picture frame. And how cute is this? So you've got the little stitched edge on all three of those. And then let's bring these over. Again, so we use the scallop die on the outside and the scallop die on the inside to make a scalloped frame. So pretty. And then the dots to add the detail. So pretty. And then this was one of my dies just laid behind. So if you think that there may be, okay, a Simply Defined or Simply Refined die that you missed out on, now's the time to go look. So one big square, and then used 3 different decor dies, three stitch edges to put that detail in that background. The tulips are mine too. I don't know if we have any of them left. The heart is not mine, but the square is. And here we have just a basic scalloped edge. And it's not a whomping scallop, it's a soft scallop, a small scallop, so that you get a little detail without it being too, I don't know, girly maybe. Because you could use this for a guy. Sometimes the scallops get too scallopy. How pretty is this? And this is using the dot and dash on top of a scallop. How beautiful is that? And here's just the rectangle, but this will give you a good size. I mean, look at how big. This is a scalloped rectangle. Just a very small scallop. How great is that? I almost want to open this one. Oh yeah, looky. Don't remember what, it does open, right? Don't remember what, when we did this one. Look at how cute is that? Doris, that's so darling. Doris. But you've got the scallop must have. And then an oval. With the dashes through them. And then one of our customers made this for us for Thanksgiving this year, using the scalloped rectangles with a dotty, with just a scallop and just a scallop. She used the scallop rectangle set to do this. This is not my die. And I can't remember what die she told me, where she told me she got it, because I thought it was really good for Thanksgiving. And then Irma made this one using the circles and cutting them in half and offsetting them and putting in the different edges for detail. And then Claire did this one. She got her doggies in there, and this is using my top note. And then Elena had done this one a while ago. So again, you've got scalloped, and there we've got my die, and then you opened it up, and she's used it here with the picture frame edge, and then she's just used it all the way through this, which was fabulous when we first had, I mean, still fabulous, but this was one of my releases. Look at right there. Looks great. And then last but not least, Claire put together another frame. And again, I'm going to scroll on back just a little bit. Claire put together this frame using a leftover piece of Kaiser Craft. And again, she used the hearts from my must-have heart set to build the flowers. I think Claire did this. My story, it's all good. That's what, that works for me for 2020. My story, it's all good. Super cute, right? All right, you guys. So I'm gonna tilt up. I'm gonna show you the Sizzix paper one more time. This is how it comes packed. It's really lovely paper. It's not extraordinary. It's 80-pound cardstock with a linen finish on one side and a smooth finish on the other, but they've formulated it to die cut beautiful with anybody's dies, which is nice when you know you've got a paper that's going to die cut well. It is a lovely pack of paper. $22.99, meh, but 25% off. I feel much better about bringing it into you. So, and all the colors. So that's from Sizzix. And I know David and Stacy, Sizzix Stacy, Big Shot David, and Sweet Sarah are probably going, did she really just say meh about our pricing? Yes, yes I did. But that's okay, we'll talk. All right, you guys, I'm gonna tilt on up. Sure I did. I'm gonna zoom back. Hello, 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 hello. And I'm gonna say, okay, this is me, Stacy at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Wishing all of you a very, very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, season's greetings. Embrace the ones you love. Reach out to the ones you haven't seen in a while. Extend yourself out there for maybe the ones that need you most. And I think that your soul will be filled, and 2020 is just going to be an amazing year for all of us. The ups, the downs, they'll come and go, but as long as we stick together, we're doing okay, right? Right. All right, where are you going to find all of this product? It's at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Remember, you can shop online anytime you want. We're open 24 hours there, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and that the majority, all the 2018 Simply Defined and Simply Refined dies are only online. So any local peeps that want an older die, you'll need to look online for it and purchase it there, and then just do an in-store pickup if you want. All right, I will see you before 2020. I still have one more YouTube to do this year, and it is super special, and it is with Stampendous. So I can't wait to bring it to you. I will see you later, and I hope to show you that Christmas tree with all the cards on it. That would make my heart happy. All right, bye everybody.